Oh. Good morning. It's Cryptomaria, or evening, or wherever you are. Good to see you. Good to see you, Wolfie, or Chroma. Hope you're having a good day, sir, or evening. I guess it's kind of afternoon there. Oh no, all my channels are going up. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm Cryptomaria. I do a little blog. I have mostly artwork, random memes, just sort of an assortment, just a random daily blog. And sometimes I show it on YouTube, sometimes I don't. Today I am. We have I found some pretty. I was waiting on that news line for a while, but got a few good clips in. Some random ones, some hopefully I don't get strikes for again. Got one yesterday. I got one for that trailer, but I kind of knew because I was doing it off of YouTube, not off of my website. It seems if I do them off my website, I don't get as many strikes, and it's easier to kind of control how long I play them. Whereas on YouTube, then I'm like switching too many streams or screens, and I'm blonde. Well, not today, but usually I'm blonde. Yeah, and I love the artwork, and I don't think it was very nice. I'll get into what happened last night, and then I'm letting it go because I'm so fed up. Get a life. Speaking of, yeah, and so I'm gonna just draw this up. Also, I better turn down my TV. I think it's that. I can't do that. There. There's this old TV show from the 70s, the Grand Chaparral, and it is like, I love that show. I'll just read the subtitles. So if you see me looking this way, maybe I should just move it. Then it looks like I'm paying more attention to everyone. See, isn't that better? No. Hi. Good to see you. So today's blog, yeah, I was going to draw this up. I think the artwork turned out just amazing because I think the key is sometimes basing it off of an actual, like, Sterling can say he created it, but he doesn't have the original prompt. Yeah, so, good luck, buddy. Like, keep trying. I am excellent. I am actually excellent. It's not as smoky today, so I actually slept well. It's just I almost like there's something like that reptilian brain thing. Like, you smell forest fires, it's like you get worked up some, And it wasn't even like just, watching the news. It's like worrying about family, I am excellent, though, today. All things considered, in Great China, our fabulous dictatorship to the north. Yeah, like, if someone told me, like, the past 8 years would be like this, I would, end up like this. I would have probably, like, I would have voted conservative, like, oh my God. And what's funny? The biggest thing with that election is everyone was worried about pot not getting legalized. And even the conservatives were like, well, let's go for it. And now it's almost gone, so far, like BC, you can get 2.5 grams of any drug you want. I think we're kind of going backwards on that one, but oh, and I do have a piece of sewing I might do. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just gonna start pulling this up. Let's do it like this. Now. Yeah, she turned out really good. And just I also started out this vlog today with Ephesians 6:11, put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And this one really is like, I was just, oh, these are funny. I want to pull up Clyde Does Something's clip from today first. This one's hilarious. We will go back to this one. Just a few of the little screenshots from it. Moose Jaw. Driver carries less than 50 can cash and is fully naked. That one's nice. I like that one. Yeah. Yeah, I might allow advertising on the site. There is a way to set it up, and I'm getting so many views that I should, generate some extra income. But if I go, if I'm a critique of advertising and the whole, then it's kind of, I feel it's unethical to have it on my own site when I am, I have more blogs written about. I have so much written. I just haven't put out. And that was Sunrise. Okay, this next one. This is an interesting one. This was a screenshot from a documentary that I have later in my post. It says, those who do not remember the past are condemned to repeat it. And this sign, this screenshot is actually from Jonestown. And the documentary I found, it's just like, I'm hoping I don't get a strike for it because it's just so well done. And it really touches into how cult mentality can form. And cults aren't always religious. Sometimes it's just like bands, even though like you're a fan of a band, that is still, when you have fan clubs, it is a cult. Greenpeace is a cult. A lot of any kind of, cultism is a way to describe toxic group behavior. That's the simplest thing. And I think this documentary, like I came across it, and it's such a creepy, tragic event. And when you hear it from their survivors' own words, and yeah, people did survive this. Like that's so that one's coming up later on. This one. Yeah, this one's like, wow.
These to, overturn elections, because in reality, that's what they're fundamentally trying to do. And I think one of the ways they do it is the lawfare with the indictments and stuff like that. But I think these COVID-19 mandates,
downs, people would, like myself included, gave the government the benefit of the doubt, gave them the benefit of the doubt, said, okay, we're going to say, if the stuff that you're saying is true, it could be a problem, so we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. How on earth are they going to convince people that are adults, that are 35 and older, that have been seeing climate alarmism for their entire life? How are they going to get those people to actually believe that this new issue that they're bringing up is actually worth locking down for?
What's the current thing, folks? What's the current thing?
Smog. When the smoke came here, I was messed up.
That one is a crazy one.
My throat was on fire, and I was short of breath.
Are we seeding the clouds?
Yeah.
Are we starting fires to get smoke?
I mean, I'm just saying they're going to use the smoke problem as a pretext for we need to do something about this. Now, I'm not saying they're starting fires. I'm saying
okay,
they've already said the smoke is going to come back this fall.
That's as much as I can stand of him right now. If you want to see the longer clip, you can go on to for the links, because I'm sorry, he's a good guy. This is good. I watched it earlier, but I have so many other clips I kind of rather go through. Like, no offense to him. Like, it just, I kind of feel on people I already impact this better, and it does get impact better. Okay, this one, Rebel News. This was a clip from yesterday's broadcast, and they nail it. Yeah.
I'll just explain this in a way that I heard somebody explain it at the student journalism conference. And it might have been Jared Fildbrand, but it might have been Andrew Lawton, but two really smart guys who really understand this issue. And they said, this is like making the paper boy pay the newspaper company for the privilege of giving you the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because in this scenario, Facebook is the delivery device. They are the paper boy. It's their job to give you the news, and the newspaper distributor should actually be paying the paper boy, not the other way around, but because they get to sell ads. And this is a system that was working pretty good, albeit creepy, because you would talk and then all of a sudden you'd get this ad on Facebook for something you just talked about, which was kind of weird. But it was a system that wasn't broken. But because it didn't allow Justin Trudeau to control the internet, but also to shake down social media companies so that they would then be providing an additional bailout to Justin Trudeau's enablers in the mainstream media. Now we've got this broken system. And instead of Justin Trudeau recognizing that he broke something that didn't need fixing, he's blaming Meta and so Facebook, Instagram for something that he did. And he thinks people are stupid enough not to see it. Like, what's the one thing that changed? Could it have been Justin Trudeau's C-18? Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and this literally is like it's the newspaper boy giving a nickel to the major news corporations every time he delivers a newspaper, and the math probably works out similarly to 1930s paper boy pricing. But the wild thing here is this is another in the latest trend of Justin Trudeau saying exactly, like accusing people, it's the propaganda 101 of exactly what he's doing. So putting profits ahead of safety. Well, Justin Trudeau is the one that says, you need to pay my propaganda wings in order to link to their news. He's literally the one who has put profit ahead of safety. Now, Facebook and Meta, they operate globally. And when a local law pops up that they can't comply with, it's happened in lots of other countries before, they're not going to bring in a new payment strategy to give millions of dollars to Canadian media at a loss to them. They're not going to do that. So like, okay, we're just going to turn off the news, I guess, because we're not going to be paying you in order for you guys to share via our social media networks. Sharing is how we make our money, actually. It's completely backwards for social media. So Justin Trudeau, in fact, is saying, I want money for my people, and if you're not going to do it, we're going to make it illegal for you to operate here. So completely backwards.
Yeah.
He's effectively accusing them of exactly what he himself is doing. And we can read a little bit of the article here. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Monday.
Let's just hang on. Sorry, let's just hang on for a second. It's not just Justin Trudeau putting control of the internet over people's safety. You know who's actually putting profit over safety? The news companies. They should be saying to Justin Trudeau, we don't need the shakedown.
Yeah.
We need to be making sure that people have access to reliable information.
Here it is, folks.
Where they want to consume it as quickly as possible during these wildfires. So please, we don't need the money.
We don't need this. We're already getting almost $2 billion a year.
The beneficiaries of the shakedown who are putting profit over people right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. But and again, are they being mentioned or accused? No. It's all big bad meta. You know, how far do you have to sink for Zuck to be the good guy, relatively speaking?
I know, everyone feels so dirty about this, but
I cheer for the demise of big tech. Like Google, goodbye. Facebook, who cares? Instagram, But I'm on their side right now because Justin Trudeau's got that. Like, what happened to me?
Yeah.
I know. We're all like,
it doesn't matter for folks out there. Like the whole, there's article after article, and it's
thank you, Chroma.
How just homogenized the responses. Like it was the Pierre Poilievre,
I just have
everyone and their dog
a ton of conditioner in my hair, so it's easier with the wig.
The whole thing, they couldn't care less
like wearing
about the people affected by the fires. The whole push right now is a
wash
sort
it out
of
in a
strategic
bit.
marketing campaign to make Meta look bad so that they cave and start paying these bailout media outlets. That's what this is all about. The pressure push here. Justin Trudeau doesn't care about getting the information out. He could literally right now announce, we're scrapping C18. Please just turn the news back on. We need this. He could do that.
Yeah,
right
he
now.
could do that.
Snap
of his fingers.
They want access. Like it's not benefiting.
He wants money. He's like this greedy little pig, and it's a big cash grab.
To use PIA VPN, the best VPN, and we have a great deal for you. I'm sure we'll have an ad with details for that. But we have to use that in order to access our own content. Engagement on some of those platforms that people without VPNs can't access is obviously down. This doesn't benefit Meta. It doesn't benefit Facebook or Instagram. But it does give a push for this federal government C18 and for these people to start collecting these news agencies, as you rightly pointed out.
But it's not like they say local independent news agencies. They're not. They aren't. They are all owned by the same company.
We've effectively covered it. But
we do not. We have very few. They are like the only ones.
From its platforms,
we have so few independent news sources.
Safety as devastating.
Like anything in local towns is actually owned by the same company.
Government attack on Meta, which this month started blocking news on its Facebook and Instagram platforms for all users.
Which
in
is
Canada.
their legal
response to new laws. There it is, finally requiring internet giants to pay for news articles. Internet giants, that's something else. It's so disconnected. Even the
disconnected.
The way that the article is written is clearly
a front line to communism.
Not the media giants who are getting billions in bailouts, but certainly the internet giants are the villain in this situation. The other thing too is there is no concern over apparently only emergency circumstances you need free access to media. When Justin Trudeau was involved in scandal after scandal, not that most of these outlets would report on it, but there's been no complaint about the censorship of information. There's a
we're getting into
free
it
speech when news access can't be news.
This whole Chinese inquiry needs to be addressed.
But none of that is.
He is a good cult leader. He really is.
Well,
that's a scary thing.
I know
he shouldn't be prime minister.
Story to death because we have a lot of
he is
about,
exactly a cult leader. That is exactly.
Friends of Canadian Broadcasting have
that sums up like the whole Liberal Party right now. It is like they're just ready to take that Kool-Aid.
I believe a bit of a CBC friend group, like really. They are proposing that people go dark to boycott Meta and support Canadian news on the 23rd. What is that, tomorrow? 23rd? So if you go to their
Instagram
page,
so much.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about this. So a bunch of hippies and subsidy janglers are not going to be polluting my Instagram feed with their nonsense. How am I supposed to feel about this? I'm cheering for this. I hope they never stop self-censoring to support government intervention into the media. What's wrong with these people? They have a big pop-up that says like, go dark, 2023-08-23, and I'm supposed to care. I don't. Thank you for not posting on Instagram. You'll sure show them.
Yeah, and the next article, we're going to talk about this a little bit more, but we will move on. The boycott is coming up in a little bit here, but I guess we're going to cover that. It is interesting here, though. BC Premier David Eby once again called out the technology company for its ban on Canadian media organization and its platform during the BC wildfires. So even I don't know if these people, like these politicians, believe this or if they're all complicit. But I mean, it's in direct response to a Canadian law. There was a law passed. If Facebook and Instagram don't comply with the law, they'd be operating effectively illegally. So the only thing they can do is ban the access here. Those are the two options. They're like, we're not paying you for every link to a news article, so I guess you can't operate. Everyone is complicit in this rhetoric, whether it be this group calling for an Instagram boycott, and that was on the 23rd, Facebook Instagram boycott 23rd and 24th, or these premiers saying, oh, Meta is responsible for this. Trudeau can literally say CAT, and due to the nature of the emergency, I'm stripping this. No one is calling for that or asking that or looking at the facts. Everyone is just feeding into this rhetoric. And during these fires, it's wild. I know with the Northwest Territories, there was 4 individuals apprehended for arson. There's almost no reporting on that. During this, the Canadian government is effectively banning Facebook and Instagram from sharing news. And everyone is blaming, first it was climate change. Now for this, everyone is blaming Meta. It's never Justin Trudeau. It's never our government. It's never the people who are actually responsible for these things. It's always these abstract monsters that we can't really do anything about, but we have to collect more taxes.
This makes me want to pull up some John Julian.
Well, and you know who did a really good job of threading the needle on this, and they put her on, and I think she might even be a Liberal, is the Yellowknife Mayor, Rebecca Alty, I think it's her name. And she was on, because her city's under evacuation, over half of the territories is like under evacuation. Alberta is absorbing them. And it was a Global News reporter who put her on the spot and said, like, oh, Facebook and Meta, or Facebook and Instagram, so Meta, they're blocking access to Canadian news. How is that affecting your ability to disseminate information to evacuees? And she said, basically, this is in response to a change in legislation. So they tried to make her like, pin it all on Facebook, but she stopped and said, yes, this is what you're doing in response to the change in legislation. So Justin Trudeau changed the legislation. And, you know, that's pretty, I think it was a pretty savvy response on live TV when, you know, you're talking about how you're evacuating 20,000 people and basically relocating them to another province in a moment's notice. And, you know, Global News is making sure that they really pin the crime on the real criminal here, Zuckerberg.
Yeah, like, that was good. Sometimes I have it out with Rebel News. Like, well, we'll be great. And then I just like, okay. Oh, that's funny. Do not click buttons with genitalia. Cameras are watching. Don't give up on your dreams. Go back to sleep. Oh, yeah. Gays Against Groomers. Really good organization. Or I think, you know, I agree with their policies or what they are saying. Like, hey, it's okay if you're trans. It's okay if you're gay. But don't push it on kids. Like, I don't know, like, I'll keep bringing it up every day just until people understand, like, there is just, you know, when it's getting pushed, and I do have a few. Oh, this is funny. I know there's some silly ones on here today. See? And like Armor of God. Oh yeah, this one. This one's I think I played this one yesterday, but it's good enough to play again.
Joe Rogan on what Canada has become.
Do you ever consider living in another country?
I would have said Canada up until recently. Now Canada's falling apart. All the they did during COVID was just the total wrong direction. This trucker convoy, when they froze people's bank assets.
It's illegal.
Bro, they froze people's bank accounts that donated money to the convoy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
And what's so
peaceful protest, which everybody's supposed to be all about.
Right.
These people that were protesting COVID vaccine mandates and the lockdowns,
and people want to gear up for round 2.
After the people that donated.
Round 2, folks.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Round 2 is just going to be fun.
Yeah.
Who's waiting for this?
Shut their bank accounts.
That's crazy.
Who's waiting for this one? Oh yeah, they're really ramping up to bring it in again. Like, if some of the other, we're going to tank our economy. We cannot sustain another lockdown. Just if you wear a mask. If you want to wear a mask, but don't force it on the rest of us, and stop forcing it on kids. Because kids were never the ones who were in danger before. It's like, I'm sorry. Death is scary, but, we sacrificed kids' development, and you don't get childhood back. Like, this is going to be a real fucked up generation coming up. You thought the millennials were bad? You think what the X or whatever, or I'm X, but whatever the hell's the next ones are. I think Z or something. The next ones, I don't even know what they're going to be like, because it's like, yeah. Don't even know what the next one is. But this chick sums it up so well. I've watched this quite a few times. I'm going to have to look that one up. I'm not familiar with that. I'm more familiar with the more British Crowley side of things. Kind of why I'm doing scripture before my stream these days. Yeah, don't play with some kids on the playground. But she does amazing. This is an amazing opinion. And she's absolutely right.
I'm just going to say this. I heard this morning on another podcast that this variant obviously is already sweeping the UK. They're considering having all their citizens in the UK mask up again. Guys, I am begging you. If you stood down in 2020, please stand up in 2023 when this hits our shores. Because if you think you lost freedom last time, it ain't going to be nothing compared to what they're going to do this time. And if we overwhelm these idiots and let them know that we will not do this, and those of us that stood last time don't have to stand alone, then we can beat this. We can actually beat them at their game this time. So please don't be a coward this time. Don't mask your kids up. Don't go and not go to the grocery store without your mask on. Don't send your kids to school with masks on. Don't stop hugging each other. Don't stop going to church. And if your pastor shuts his doors, find a new church. If your pastor finds a way to agree with the narrative, find a new church this time.
Pretty much.
Guys,
that's how I feel.
We are living in the end, and they are trying
they
so
can't
hard
take church
to
away
tear
from
down
you.
our country from within.
It was wrong.
And they're doing it, and they're going to continue doing it. And the only way for us to push it back is to stand up. There are far more of us than there are of them. But they are going to work exceptionally hard, and I guarantee you.
Oh, they already
if they start pushing this in our country, it will be far worse than it was last time. Far worse than it was last time. They want 15-minute cities.
Yeah.
They want us to stop communicating with each other. They want to censor us. They want to shut us down. We have to stand.
Yeah.
We're already seeing it with what's going on in Hawaii. If you think that was a natural disaster, you got another thing coming.
Pretty much. Look at Oprah. Truth right here, folks. That she nails it. She nailed that one. And that was, I don't know which one I liked out of that series the best. They all turn out so good. It's always hard to pick the ones that make the final cut. Okay, will I go into that one? That one's trans things. Maybe oh God, this is a gorgeous one. I love this one. That one turned out so good. And this is an interesting one because it's actually an Islamic protection. I kind of went international with all this today. Yeah, I kind of going through a few things. No worries. Oh God, this one's crazy. Yeah. Are you sure that's not Victoria? Are you sure that's not Rock Bay? Or Pandora? You know that. No, I think they're lying. That's Vancouver. No, they're lying. That's Vancouver. And they aren't lying because yes, our cities are turning into this, and it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse unless we start dropping some of these taxes. And wow, holy crap! I remember this now. Oh my God, yeah, oh God, I'm going to have to do a longer one on this because I go into, like, I kind of just studying it because what drives people to spirituality, but also what drives people to toxic spirituality. And even if people aren't spiritual, they're just in social organizations. Where is the breaking point when it goes bad? Because I've seen it with the Sea Shepherds. There's a documentary I almost want to pull up just because I'm like so fed up with Elizabeth May and the Greens. Like, okay, she gets arrested at a protest, no problem. She voted for martial law, the Emergency Act. Little two-faced, you know? I think she's done. I mean, she has her one seat. And that's, you know, I think the Greens have like 2 seats. And when she's gone, she's gone. I don't think people, like, if she wasn't just a little hometown girl made good sort of deal, then she wouldn't even have gotten in. But she's gotten so corrupt. She's not who she was or who I voted for. Yeah, I agree. You know, like, it's bad. But yeah, like this clip, seriously, it's a short one. I'll play it again. Yeah, but this literally is Vancouver, Victoria, Nanaimo, like everything on the West Coast is. We keep voting in all these, like, and this is, yeah. Doesn't that look fun to, like, walk to work in? You know, like, I may or may not get this job today, but, you know, if I don't hear by, you know, I'll call if I haven't heard after my stream, just out of curiosity. But it is like walking through areas like that. And, you know, if you stick to yourself, oh yeah, I have, I think tomorrow's stream, I have more about that. I can pull up that song. I can. I already have my script. But definitely check out this song, and it is really well done. And it's amazing the controversy over it, because it's not about racism. It's about classism. And I think people need to change the narrative more that this is economic. They're pitting us against each other, you know, and that song really sums it up. It's a great song. Definitely. Wow. That's nuts. I am going to have to look up this story. Now I'm like, that's a fascinating one because I'm going to have to look that one up. I have the next 4 days lined up, but I might do that one as a double feature for something because I haven't really heard about that. Sort of. I heard about something in Quebec, but cat turd. That's a cute dragon. See, the two kind of they look similar, but I kind of, the second one captured more the prompt. Yeah, cat turd is beautiful. Yeah, Orwell called them thought police. Big tech calls them fact checkers. Kind of how we feel, Cat turd is hilarious on Twitter. That one I like. Oh God, I love Lefties Losing It from Sky News. I'm gonna go through a few more, but I'll pull that one up later because it's hilarious. Because people are dumber than toast these days. Tropical storm Hillary brought 2.2 inches of rain to Death Valley on Sunday morning, making it the all-time wettest day, shattering the previous record by half an inch. On average, Death Valley receives 2.5 inches of rain during the entire year. All that precipitation forced officials to close Death Valley National Parks until further notice, which is probably a good idea. And this is really a hard picture to see. But yeah, ABC News they do live streams and they've been, this is going to work. This one's going to work. I see potential in this plan.
An unusual strategy from people living in the middle of a gang war in one Chicago neighborhood tonight. They're asking
you can tell this is going to work.
To pledge to a ceasefire from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. CBS 2's Maribel Gonzalez shows us why people there are taking their message of peace directly to the gangs.
We've talked to rival members and they seem to gravitate towards what we're trying to do.
It's one small step, they say, to create big change.
I've noticed that there's a lot of people that's just like, why not just don't shoot, period? And it's like, we tried that. Why not just listen to the gun laws we have? We tried that.
It's not like you could just tell them stop all and all. It's like this baby steps.
It might work. Hey, Matt. You know what? It might work. But unfortunately, gangs prey on kids. So I see it here. I see it here. There have been a few cases recently where people have been busted because they're running a vape pen ring in the schools or fentanyl. The safe supply will go to the kids. And then it's like rinse and repeat. Yeah, I don't know. I wish them success. I have no idea how their program will go. It's hard to know. I like that one. I wish I did that one bigger. Sometimes they don't always come out big when I put them up. And yeah. And I'm sorry. No, I am streaming on Twitter right now. No, you were going to make it, my evil overlord. Hey, at least he's better than Zuckerberg. I will take Elon over Zuckerberg. And it's not just because he's Canadian. It's just I've known Zuckerberg since university, and he's a dick. He's just a fucking dick. Yeah. Guys like that are they're predators. There is no other way to call that kind of behavior. And I'm not saying In the corporate environment, Elon isn't. But if I'm going to put the two on the scale, I would say that Zuckerberg's just that little bit more Dr. Evil, or, the Bond supervillain. Just saying. I mean, okay, yeah, Elon's out there, but, it's just, he's not mean. Because, if you go back to Facebook's roots, he did it just to be a gossipy little bitch. Like, hey, I'm just gonna do drama, do all this, and I don't know, it just don't worry about it. Oh, don't worry about it. Yeah, don't worry about it, Tom. Feel free to post whatever you want. I don't always show it, or I'll sometimes go back to it. This one's hilarious. This one's actually hilarious. Hopefully I don't get a strike for this, because
I am, and I think I'm fortunate to have grown up Generation X, too. We got any Gen Xers in here?
This one's funny.
I don't even care.
Yeah, we don't care.
That's how Gen X I am. That's a calling card of our generation, right? It's not even dismissive to a Gen Xer. It's like, I don't care. I don't care also. Nice to meet you. What generation are you? It doesn't matter. I don't care. That's the beautiful thing. That's the beautiful thing. If y'all don't like this joke, guess what?
I don't care.
You're only going to give me more cred as a Gen Xer. You'll only make me more powerful. But we are a lucky generation. We're the only generation currently alive that didn't spend our youth with America at war. Think about that. Boomers had Vietnam. Millennials, everybody after. Afghanistan. We had this long stretch of relative peace. I mean, George Bush sent a few guys to Kuwait for a long weekend. It's like, all right, was that a war? Not by American standards. That was not a war. Felt like more of an excursion, to be honest. By the way, we had the best George Bush Generation X. We had the George Bush that wore glasses and had exit strategies. That was a better model of George Bush. In Gen X, we call that George Bush Classic.
God, this is bad. Well, I'll show it.
But it's easy to spot that we're a lucky generation.
Oh, no.
Because we're sandwiched between the two most dynamically angry generations currently alive. We are. Boomers and millennials hate each other. They do. I hear it all the time. It's like, you're an idiot. No, you're an idiot. I'm like, hey, you're both right. Chill out. Chill out. But I get it. I get why they're two angry generations, because these are two generations that experience these huge swings between human achievement and human disappointment.
Yeah.
Right? Boomers established civil rights, fair housing, but in order to get there were assassinations, race riots, KKK. Millennials elected the first black president in American history. And then they elected the next president who brought back race riots and the KKK. I mean, it's just a full circle. And then in the middle, Gen X, we just watched Soul Train and listened to hip hop and fell in love with Oprah and all the Michaels.
Hi, Sarah. Good to see you.
It was a great generation for Michaels in America.
Yeah, this was hilarious.
Jordan, Jackson. Generation X had the best Michael Jackson. We had Moonwalk Michael Jackson. That is the greatest Michael Jackson ever. Boomers, you had little Michael Jackson, Jackson 5, cute, talented, but nowhere near Thriller level Michael Jackson. Millennials, y'all had documentary Michael Jackson.
Documentary Michael Jackson.
No.
That was like...
That is a confusing applause point. I got to be honest with you.
Some people were way too enthusiastic about that one.
Millennials had the worst of a lot of things. They did. Millennials introduced ghosting to the world as a way to end a relationship. In Gen X, ghosting just meant that Demi Moore's boyfriend had to die to become remotely interested in her pottery hobby. And I hear people criticize millennials for being the participation trophy generation, but I have to remind them this is a generation that grew up in the shadow of 9/11.
Yeah.
They graduate college at the 08
That's why they're
financial
dumb.
crash. They finally climb out of their parents' basement, and the whole world just shuts down for 2 years. They experience a lifetime flood or fire or recession almost every year. If that's what they've got to participate in, give them a trophy. Just give them a trophy.
Or a medal or something. Make
I'm
them
glad
shut
some of them
up.
are still participating, to be honest with you.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Because I think the key
A lot
to
of them
understanding
don't.
a generation is you got to understand the world that they grew up in. People say millennials are self-involved. We're all self-involved. It's just that millennials learn to embrace it, and that's disturbing to the rest of us. I understand that. But it's not a character flaw. It's a product of their environment. Think about it. Millennials grew up with GPS. Every time they went on a journey, sitting next to them with this robot navigation butler,
It's like they're
just
stealing my
whispering
clips.
precise step-by-step instructions in the
Hello,
soothing
good
voice
to
of
see
their
you.
choosing. And then when
I
they
got a
look
strike.
at the map, it's
I'm gonna
telling them that they are
re-edit
the
out
center of
what
the
you did.
universe.
Feel free to put your
No matter
links
how
in
far
there
they go
again.
or which direction they're headed, they're just this bright blue orb of hope that the entire world just arranges itself around. That's going to mess with your sense of self. It is. And of course, it's going to irritate boomers because every time they went on a trip, the thing giving them directions was a disappointed spouse or parent.
Yeah.
And not in the voice of their choosing, but in the
No,
voice
it wasn't.
world.
No.
That's why boomers will never be fully comfortable around a GPS. It's just too nice. Have you ever been in the car with a boomer and a GPS at the same time? It is a fight to the death. That is navigational Highlander in that car. I'll be driving down the road with my mom, and that GPS is like, turn right in 1,000 feet. And my mom's like, don't you do it. Don't you dare turn right.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom, I love you, but I'm going to go with the thing that can see traffic from the sky today. That's how we're doing this journey. But I understand her perspective too, as a boomer, because when boomers went on trips, they had to know things. They had to have skills. They had to start preparing the night before by unfolding a map that was sometimes the size of their house. And the first thing they had to do was figure out where they even were on the map. Think about that. If every time you went on a trip, your first step was to find yourself, do you realize the level of existential stability that requires? That's why every time a boomer reaches their destination, their first 10 minutes of conversation is just, how did you get here?
That was a fun one yesterday. I really liked that one.
But I grew up Generation X, one foot in both worlds. I knew technology was great, but also stupid because I had MapQuest.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I had to start preparing the night before, too, but just by printing out 28 pages.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one because we didn't have, like, real cell phones. Unless you were, like, rich or a drug dealer, you probably didn't have a cell phone.
That's stupid. That's stupid. But I understand. I understand. Generation X, we were in that sweet spot in American history. After the boomers had taught us to just say no, but before millennials had taught us that no, man.
If I do it off my website, I don't seem to get as many strikes. The reason I got a strike on that one was because
you know, like 10 things, and you only care
I
about
pulled it up on YouTube. I didn't have it organized
I grew up going to school
in my stream. If I pull up clips in my stream and also break them down more, then. And I think it's a lesson, like just keep it to a minute. Keep it to a minute. Keep it to break it down halfway through.
Information. These are three generations.
And I thought we were doing a really awesome commentary on it. I even said, like, this is an amazing movie. Like, I'd like to do an interview with how you made it because
you're going to gaslight yourself.
I know you Netflix, but this isn't as fancy as people
200
think.
channels is the perfect amount of information for the human brain to process without imploding on itself. Yeah, we had a big bird and a crime dog and a bear that was trying to pin the blame for forest fires on us. Our guns had roses.
Nice.
Our baloney had a first name. It was a nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was a nice era of information.
It was. Yeah, everyone was happier.
And that's why we understand that millennials and boomers will never fully be able to connect with each other.
They will not.
These are two vastly different generations. Boomers experience Spider-Man only as a comic book, and millennials think that his superpower is that every time he takes off his mask, he's a different actor. That's too big of a chasm. It is. So I feel like it's my job to translate between the generations.
That is our job.
I talked to my dad about gender. Yeah, this is a thing that his whole life was a true false question. And I had to tell him, no, it's an essay now.
It's an essay now.
This is a man who gave up on technology when DVDs came out. Okay, he's not ready for this conversation all by himself. To tell him that gender is on a spectrum, he grew up watching black and white television. He didn't even realize color was on the spectrum until he was in college. Now I gotta tell him there's a lot of things on the spectrum. Gender, most of my friends in comedy, it's a wild world out there. It really is. His favorite athlete, Bruce Jenner.
Oh, I forgot this part.
I had to sit my father down and explain Bruce Jenner no longer exists. He's like, Bruce Jenner's dead? I'm like, no, way more complicated.
No, I'm sorry. Brace yourself. This part gets so good.
He asked questions.
Oh my God, this is going to kill me.
He did. Some of them were easy. It's like, how do you spell Caitlin? I'm like, don't worry about it. I don't think anybody knows how to spell Caitlin, to be honest.
I know.
But he asked me about gender reassignment surgery, and that is
because they never had to make it for themselves.
And I can't possibly understand
everything was
the plight
handed
of
for
a
them.
transgender person in America. But I did grow up Generation X with the gender fluid music of Boy George, David Bowie, Prince. So I might not understand what you're saying, but I'm still going to listen because I'm not missing the next Purple Rain. I swear, I'm not. So I tried to explain it in terms he would understand.
Oh God, this is
He's
hilarious.
Like, what's gender reassignment surgery? I'm like, it's sort of like Uncle Andy.
This part is hilarious.
Uncle Andy had
I'm gonna put him up
surgery.
just because it's so hilarious.
A transgender person looks in the mirror. They're like, I don't feel like the person I see in the mirror. And one day Uncle Andy looked in the mirror. He's like, I don't feel like a heavy person. I feel like a slender person. And then he went and had surgery, and he became a slender person. It's basically gender reassignment, Dad. It's basically. Uncle Andy's essentially transgender, but with cellulite.
Yeah, that's how it
Was
is.
that an oversimplification? Yes, of course it was. But it taught him what he needed to know about the subject. Because now when he hears the term transgender, he doesn't get angry about some random public restroom somewhere in America. He thinks about the time he went fishing with Uncle Andy. He's like, I don't know, I'm okay with it, whatever. I mean, it did get weird the first time he saw Uncle Andy after that. Because I think he conflated both of those things into one thing. He just walks up, he hugs him, he's like, you can use whatever bathroom you want while you're here.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's how all the bathrooms work in our house anyway, Dad. I think he called his shirt a blouse a few times. He may have used the term trans slender. I can't remember.
I love that last line he did. Trans slender. Like, if you're gonna go for the ultimate punchline after all that setup, that is it. I made some good ones. It's just one program I need to do it differently so I don't keep getting these fucking small ones. Like, I don't mind them. Like, it's not bad if you're looking on mobile, but when, it just, okay, should I drop the Scientology one? We are on a cult theme today. Oh, wow. This one's brutal. Yeah. Revelations about the fatal Rush shooting could lead to new charges against Alec Baldwin. And yeah, that was like that. I used to do like, really want to do movies. I still kind of do, but not like cheesy ones. And yeah, this is like, they shouldn't have had live guns on set. There is no reason for live ballistics on set, but it turns out I have the clip somewhere in my WordPress, but I also have probably 200 articles right now I need to sort through. The props women who got shot, She was okay. This seems to be a trend lately. Was coming out with a tell-all book, kind of like Anne Hesh. It was all right around the same time. It's like, and maybe Sound of Freedom really is Sound of Freedom. Maybe it's like, maybe this movie finally broke through the dialogue and broke through the narrative, and maybe, even if just a few people start thinking critically about how we are. Yeah, you don't need to you don't need, you would. So this is like, was he drunk that day, or on like a few more Quaaludes he found from the 80s? I don't know. Because when you hear the details of the case in a forensic standpoint, it is disgusting, because you don't, you do not, but you don't behave like he did on that set. It was, hey, if you're trying to be method, you went a wrong way about it. Let's just say that. I just think all of this, there's so many more. I love Sound of Freedom. Yeah, people need to see this movie. And I know I haven't talked about it in a few days, but it is one of those movies. And I worry more about the people who are trying to silence it. That's kind of an ironic statement, but no, you think about it. Okay, why are you trying to say this is fake when human trafficking has been proven by every law enforcement on the globe? Yeah, I know. He shouldn't have, what the fuck was he doing? What? Just, okay, I'm Alec Baldwin, I can have no. There are very strict rules around firearms when you work on set and how they are handled. And he was in there, hey, I'm just gonna jerk around a bit and fire. This, him, and also that assistant director, he shot. Like I said, she had a tell-all book. Yeah, it was bad. Oh God, he is. Well, that whole movie just captures you. And, there is that scene in the beginning. I'm not spoiling it for anyone because I think most of us have seen it. Is, that whole, oh, we're going to do a modeling contest. We're going to put you in movies. We'll make you famous. And I would get mad at my mom and be like, Mom, I want to do this. And she's like, hell no. And then watching that movie, just watching that scene, I just started bawling because I was like, oh, this is what she was talking about. And growing up, even as an adult, I have seen, it's not just #MeToo. It's I have seen some things I really do not want to unpack on this channel today. We're trying to keep it upbeat. But when you've gone through some of the biggest, you've, yeah, pretty much. There you go. Yep. They can't silence it. It's out there. People are starting to realize, no, this is a real thing. And I mean, nobody's denying Epstein Island didn't happen. And I did pull out all the flight lists. So people can make up their own minds. But I mean, I can understand. Oh, yeah. He has come out with a level of abuse. Same with Brooke Shields. Yeah. Like, she's like, I was 11 and you want me naked. This is great. But this is supposed to be encouraged. No, this is, it was a cute movie, but, and also the laws in Hollywood and Canada changed after that movie. Well, some are, or some I hate to say it, but in my first marriage, my ex-husband's wife looked at the kid as, just, no, it wasn't. No. And Natasha just looked at Brody like a meal ticket. So I can, I was looking at a documentary on like Honey Boo Boo and what happened to her, and just, it does. I see it all the time here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, also we're led to believe we need all this fancy stuff. And I love nice cologne. I have Coach sandals, but I don't need like 50 pairs of them, and I don't put them above my $6 flip-flops, people have, I have conditioner on underneath today. I'm trying to I'm hoping it wasn't a coloring malfunction, because it's just every time I diet it goes shorter and shorter. I'm like, I need to stop this or just shave it and try again. I don't know. I've never shaved my head, and I actually have birthmarks and scars. Yeah. It's just that, I wanted to mix it up too. I want to get more wigs, just because you can play make-believe every day. Kind of like, hey, isn't that what people can do? Thank you. No, I'm going to pull up some more. Like this one is... I could spend all day on that, just that. I'm going to pull up this one and have a little 420 tranquility moment. Yep, 5 Times August. Really good artist.
Somebody selling a new religion. Somebody selling a lie. Somebody wants all this strife and division. It's driving us out of our mind. They're telling the world not to trust their own eyes. They're telling the people they're wrong. They're keeping the truth for their power gain. Taking whatever we've got. Some of you eat all the lies you've been fed. Some of you just go along. Training acceptance inside of your head to give them whatever they want. Leaving your brothers and sisters behind. Shutting out friends, 'cause you're told that's what's right. Now they win, because all of us lose. And it's so sad watching these times as they change. And it's so bad. The battle's been violent and strange as they lock us indoors in a prison of this silent war. Someone is trying to sell you the cure, the same one who made the disease. And they'll try to convince you and make you feel sure that, hey, there ain't no guarantees. They covered your mouth and they tied back your hands. They did it to all of the kids. And nobody knows all the damage that's done. They won't ask until the master permits. And it's so sad watching these times as they change. And it's so bad. The battle's been violent and strange. We all shout behind the doors in a prison of this silent war. So take back your freedom and fight for your life. Stand up before it's all gone. Take back your freedom and fight for your life. Stand up before it's all gone.
I know.
'Cause it's so sad watching these times as they change. And it's so bad. The battle's been violent and strange. We can't let them take more. We can't let them win this silent war. So take back what is yours. Do not let them win this silent war.
Oh, yeah, there. I will say that for a fact. Oh, my God. Love and prayers. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I learned that one. Yeah. Yeah, I learned that the hard way. I really have learned that the hard way. That's why, like, we're just going to stick to the script today. Dee, I just love and prayers. I didn't know, and I hope, sorry, I'm not, I'm like literally across the continent, kitty corner to but if you feel free to post your work, and hopefully maybe people will help you out, and if yeah, and I will chop down our talk last night, because okay, if these guys are going to be dicks, about Netflix is just dicks. Okay, and I get it with C-18. I knew it was a risk. Oh God, this one's so bizarre. This one is, I don't even know if I want to show this one. But yeah, let's do it. It's short.
Schauen Sie mich an, wie schön sie ist. Also ich weiß ja nicht. Finde sie bitte nicht schön.
Mom, if you're watching, just look the other way. She hates snails. I've had him for. Oh, yeah, you were saying that. Like if you were closer, like But yeah, definitely. Like if you have links or anything to help you, because. I know I'd pull out, Oh, good. Well, I hope so. Good. Yeah. And I do have more. Some of this. Yeah. And okay, I know they look cute, but they have toxins. Really wash your hands. This one's hilarious. Yeah, I found that one. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what it feels like, And it's so funny because the actress who plays the new Snow White said she watched it once as a kid, absolutely hated it. She watched it before the film, yet they still cast her. And it's like, I remember that film, like the church my grandpa used to go to and grandparents, in the afternoons, they would open it up and they would have old reels of Disney movies. So I think, oh God, I did pull up the Pinocchio one on this one, I think. Oh God, this could go bad. It's like dystopian Disney today. And so I don't have like all these, and I think a lot of people, like, they just look at them and they're like, they're old movies. They don't look bright and shiny and modern. And so it seems they can't even engage themselves in the story. And I never felt like I do too. Okay. Oh no, I pretty much, that's PayPal's almost all I use. Like, yeah. So post your here, give me a second. I'll post the link to your channel. Oh, sorry, I am streaming. I missed that text. I'm sorry. I'm not sure, kind of. I'm just trying to figure out how long I'm on today. Okay. Yeah, I'll text you after I'm done. Sorry, that wasn't. Yeah, that is funny. Okay. Oh, I was putting your description down, or just the link to your channel. Shut up, phone. Oh, there's a clown planet. I will find you later, my clowns. I love Clown Planet. It is one of the funniest YouTube channels and Twitter channels. And it's so simple. It's hilarious. They are just one of the best ones. Wouldn't it be funny if I could get a grant for this? I should apply. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe all this C18 and C11 could work in my favor. I feel like Elvira. And it's not just a wig. I feel like Elvira even with blonde hair. For me, actually, my favorite movies are from the 1920s. If I could add a time machine, I would love to go back and just to start like with Buster Keaton and Chaplin and even though it got, like just to be there at the start, like that's always fascinated me. And I think that's even why, like today, I am watching, like, I'm watching old films, old TV. I didn't grow up with these shows. We didn't have these shows. I had 3 channels growing up, And actually, I know one she does Truth for Satan, or it's like, but she got a Canadian grant to do sets of paintings for tarot cards, and she is an amazing tarot card reader. She is one of the best. Zora is, I have a Zora and I have a Zara. No, it's just she's done amazing artwork, and she did get enough in a grant to be able to do enough paintings that, like, she made them big and then turned them into little tiny playing cards, or not tiny, Yeah. I like them all. I'm fascinated with culture. I took media studies, as kind of my elective to my degree, and feminist theory, which I kind of regret, but at least I know the Karens. Like the 70s were. See, a lot of people don't like black and white. And I think that's the biggest cultural gap with some movies, is people they just don't even want to deal with it. Or it feels so antique and out of touch. I should almost play that one, but I won't. Oh, I hope I don't get a strike for this one. Shit. Because this is a Canadian press, but it's like, fuck, like, let's try this.
With the full support of the recognized parties in the House of Commons, is talking to, in some cases, sitting judges. So you'll appreciate that a scrum in Charlottetown on a Tuesday morning doesn't feel like the right place to get into those details. But the good news is the right people are getting into those details.
This is fucking embarrassing.
And I'm confident that, and I share your excitement to find out where this ends. I really do.
Tax dollars at work, folks.
As you know, the decision of who sees, in some cases, these top secret pentagram documents is not made by elected ministers. It's made by security officials with the support of the Privy Council office.
This is so fucking
Ms.
dumb.
May, and I've spoken to her over the summer about this, wanted to go and see the top secret annex. I was glad that she took the train trip from British Columbia
so
to Ottawa.
confident with Drunken Lizzie on this.
We appreciate that.
Oh God.
And we've taken note of her concerns, and I think,
hey, if she's drunk, I should be drunk too.
With security officials in the Privy Council office,
like, this is
those who have by law the responsibility to decide who gets access to these documents. But we've heard her concern, and I will talk to the appropriate.
I think everyone should
figure out the
kind of
best
be
way
concerned.
forward.
We gave them names, we gave them
this
a
is
mandate,
good.
and we've been waiting ever since.
Well done.
The holdup is Justin Trudeau.
Once again.
Only Justin Trudeau has the authority to call a public inquiry. As leader of the opposition, I have no authority under the Inquiries Act.
And he's
I've made my
bought by
suggestions,
China.
and I'm now waiting for him.
He's bought by China.
You almost
at this
wonder
point.
if Trudeau doesn't want the truth to come out about Beijing's interference in our democracy.
No,
before the
he's
next election,
fucked up
so that
so
he can allow
bad.
that interference to happen.
And it's like that
All
kid
elite
that
government
like
will call a
broke,
full inquiry,
you know,
expose the
crashed the
foreign
car and
influence,
is trying
and we
to
will
like.
have a foreign influence registry.
No, I can't right now. I can after. Just right now, I'm trying to go through my stream. Sorry, I'm not. I just have. Yeah, I will. Yeah, give me a second. Sorry, I am trying to multitask. I am having like people texting and everything coming out. Well, also, I gave you a wrench, didn't I? Just post your own shit. I don't care. Like, no, really. Really. This is why I gave you a wrench. You can post your own stuffs because I don't have a whole tech crew here to go through. You know, I'm not trying to be rude, but this is why I gave you a wrench. You are welcome to post whatever links you want, especially if you are, in a bad situation or a difficult situation or, hey, go for it. I don't care. You will not get me strikes for this. And also you are reaching people in the States, in Florida. Because, just if you post a link, what I want you to do is do something like hashtag Florida or hashtag mega Florida. Like if you have a GoFundMe or something like that. Just so, because just so my Twitter community knows it's just trying to set up little networks. You won't. No. I want you to post whatever you want in the side chat. I am sticking to my script today, and all my little dragons, and I'm happy. Like I almost want to go back to some of them because like they look so real. And I had so much fun last night, and I'm sorry the stream got taken down. We all kind of realized it might happen sharing that link. But, I actually shared it again. I'm not going to play it, but I am sharing it again because I am that kind of person. I just poke the bear. Yeah. Cute as a bunny, smart as a hammer. No. Yeah, that one was neat. Oh, this one was cringe. This is gonna be cringe. Yeah.
Joe Arsenal, front line with Joe and Joe once again. Let's go into the breach. Jagmeet Singh says he loves Montreal.
Just when I wanted to make a sandwich.
But I think for different reasons. This is rich. Play the clip.
What? I really am a dragon. That's why I've been doing a dragon theme this week. I really am kind of a bitch.
Like that one.
Kind of had to be sometimes.
Okay. Jagmeet Singh is a broken record. He says the inflation and the high taxes and the burden on the middle class is all about corporate greed. Jagmeet, you're a millionaire.
But this is like,
sadly, a lot of people.
I was going to make a sandwich, but this one
this is set up.
is going to make me lose my lunch.
DJ, you're going to hit some music. I'm going to ask everyone to stand up. We're going to do this together. Everyone stand on up. We're going to start this party. Unless there's no music, and this is going to fall really flat at this point. And really flat. Record profits. How can you justify that families are struggling to put food on the table for their kids? 95%.
I'm gonna just pause this right here, because here's the thing. Here is the big thing with this. Jagmeet Singh actually I don't know. I don't know. I don't know either. It's like some days I'm like, I don't know anything, so don't, Here's the thing with Jagmeet Singh. He is the current leader of the NDP, and unfortunately, he has destroyed the party in Canada. He took a party that was once brilliant and based around working class values, and he basically destroyed it. And also, he voted for the Emergency Act, which was martial law, which is against the original NDP, what we used to believe in. Here we go. Yeah. If you can help him out, No, I had a really good talk with you yesterday, and I had no idea, and I just hope you're safe. I was homeless for a while. I had a job. I was in hotels, and Victoria is I think it's the third highest real estate market in Canada. So we have tent cities. We look like some of this footage. That's why I keep making jokes about it, even though it's not funny. It's scary. No worries. No rush. I'm going to put that up there again. Yeah, if you need. But yeah, Jagmeet Singh, okay, here is a fact. I'm going to pull this up. I'm just going to take my little side note for this. Okay. Jagmeet Singh is Indian, obviously. He is not legally allowed to go to India because he has kind of a little shady past, and everything seems to just keep getting swept under the carpet. But I'm just saying, if you are in the House of Commons and you cannot freely travel to any country, especially one that you obviously belong to, you came from, your family came from, why are you there? And also he is talking about, oh, I support middle class values. Meanwhile, he's like showing up in the fancy cars and the fancy watches. And people are like, I'm going to lose my house. You know, I can't feed my kids. And when you start dividing that line with Canadians, this Jagmeet is going to have flashback like, worse than, no. I can't believe he's even this arrogant and clueless, but he obviously is. Like, I really don't know what they put in the water in Ottawa. I don't know. I think that's why I try and stay out. It's maybe that's what happened to Elizabeth May. She just had too much like Ottawa water, and then she got weird. Oh, just stick. Like, actually, you know, it's the moment I'd actually like. I would rather, and I'd rather. Okay, it's kind of a tough call. Bud Light or Ottawa water. I don't know. It's a really tough call as a Canadian. I mean, Bud Light is like what you make beer out of when you run out of water up north. Like, sorry, just like like. I actually had no problem with Dylan being on the can because that is what pussies drink. That is more like Bud Light is a beer that beer drinks. And then real beer comes in and chews apart. And then Sean comes over and just like destroys it all. Sorry, family moment. I should show you. When you come back, I'll show you a picture of my grandma. I might have showed you the other night. I'm sorry, but I feel silly about it. But we just look so much alike sometimes, especially with this hair. So, yeah, Jagmeet, you little sanctimonious piece of shit.
Are not the reason for food inflation.
Yeah, no, it's not the reason. It is gas prices. It is all these extra taxes.
So a company needs some degree of profit.
Record profits more than you've ever made. Mr. Singh, I'm going to stop you there. How much profit is too much profit? You're making more money than you've ever made. How much profit is too much profit?
It still translates right down to the bottom line at $1 for $25 of groceries. 100% of the total profit of the industry could go into lower food prices, and the price of a grocery basket for that customer who I spoke to would still be $24.
How do you square what you're saying with the fact that you're experiencing unprecedented?
He has no fucking clue what he's talking about.
On core commodities.
Oh my god, he has no clue. And
certain cheeses,
he doesn't.
A family that's struggling right now looks at your profit.
He is the problem. If he got rid of Trudeau, we wouldn't be going through this.
For you, is there no
gaslighting. Gaslighting. Aw. Well, no, I'm glad well, so much is going on here, and it really sends a message to the Canadian government. You can.
Apparently, our profit's a problem.
It's like almost like whack-a-mole. They can, they're gonna mess with us, but they're not gonna be able to keep. Thank you.
How much profit?
And I know it. A lot of this is Canadian politics, but we have such a shadow ban on Canadian politics.
Couple comments.
Like, I can't even talk about
The
my own
globalist
country.
agenda is the cause of all of Canada's woes. This is nothing more than a smokescreen. I will tell you this, though.
Bad. Yeah.
Jagmeet knows how to cut some rug.
Sorry.
This video clip is fantastic. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Nobody parties. To all my Canadian American friends, if you like what we do on the front line,
he has a good channel. His links are on my stream.
$1.
Or in my description.
Do it for you. We are
check out the cryptomaria.goal.
That's less than
.goal. Not .com.
So
no, there is. Okay.
Just give us $1.
It's funny story.
Keep the content coming your way. God bless you, and remember,
and many blessings to everyone. That was a good one. Yeah, Jag is just Meg, eh? Oh, this one. Oh God, I don't know if I'm not gonna pull up that one. No, you can look at it. This one is good. Yeah, even just that one was. It's a good news thing, but I'm trying to stick to. Okay, I found one. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, that was fun. A moment of tranquility. No, I just sort of found one. I don't know if it's a troll one. I just stick to the script. You know. It's hard. Sometimes, like, I'll see a link and then I'll get all sidetracked, and that's when I get into the copyright issues. Because if I do them off of my website, it's actually generating more traffic for both Google and YouTube, because people go back through the archives. You know, they might see a link, they might see one. You know, I kind of design it for people who are like commuting or, you know, and I don't expect everyone to look at every clip or be excited about every everything I post. It's just trying to capture little bits of this moment in time. We live in I know this is going to sound cringe, but I haven't felt like this since like 9/11 or Syria. And I know Syria sounds like a weird one, but it was just like, well, I'm trying to behave, YouTube. And I love you, Elon. And Twitch, I know you're there. I know you're there. But, you know, Twitch is like the chillest community, even though it's the one I have the least connection to. It just, like, I was on it as a gamer, and I almost feel guilty about exploiting their platform just for the luxury of free speech. So I try not to impose on people on that platform or be too showy. You know, if people find me, great. If they don't, I'm not going to force it on them, because, you know, I used to do gaming streams. I just haven't in a while. And yeah. Aw. Well, yeah, some of these are really good. Okay, this is like, I don't know if I want to get into sterling right now. Let's just pull something up. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's actually kind of ugly. Oh, yeah, like I was saying. Oh, this. Okay. There we go. There we go. Let's pull it up from. Yeah, this one is still live. I think. Let's see if that one. It might. Yeah, this is still live. So this is Kelowna, BC. So far you can see a lot of the structures are still safe. You know, love and prayers. Oh, I know. Oh, it's getting even worse in Canada. Like we have like C11 and C18. Like it's basically communist China regulation of media. I mean, Canada was already bad. We were already the butt of jokes that way with the CRTC, but now it's just becoming overreach. And Trudeau is just so far everything looks safe, you know. Yeah, and their little cul-de-sac is still good. I think, I'm not sure if they're evacuated or not, but I think they're I think at one time I read on the comments it was remote. So, you know, they might be still evacuated, but they're, you know, they're still monitoring. And I think this stream is in its 20th hour, like 20 hours for a live stream. Just and wow, you can see the smoke is starting to clear. This is like, it looks like they're getting rain. Hopefully they're not going to get any lightning or more arsonists, mostly arsonists. But yeah, everything looks like the stream has been so good. Like everything looks so promising with this one. Yeah, well, this isn't fucking fair use. This is like people and friends and family who might want to check on their houses, you know. Hey man, if Zuckerberg won't, I can, you know. And so I would love to go there just because I love lightning. I grew up on the prairies and next to Twisters, and just you could feel like one come up your arms. And Florida, just, you got big critters. Got real big critters down there. I mean, we got big critters up here, but we don't got like, you know, gators. Like, and you guys are just like, yeah, whatever. It's like, that's what, just let it go on its way. There's lots of places I'd love to see. I know, I do stuff like that. Yeah, so this one is still live. This one will probably be live for okay, yeah, that one's I'm gonna pull that one up. Oh, this one was a dumb one. Dum dum dums. Yeah, she's the long one. See, this is the one that got me the copyright strike yesterday. Oopsie daisy. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I am so sorry, Netflix. I'm such a bad girl. I even offered them money. Like, can I just keep this link on my previous blog? And they're like, and I'm like, okay. Well, so I just threw it up again on my Insta. Like, there you go. See, now it's out. Like, I'm sorry. It used to be like I'm giving you free fucking advertising. Like, but now it's like, oh, like now you gotta like, okay, this is free promotion. It used to be companies would go to people and pay them for this kind of promotion, and well, it's hard too. Yeah. No, I'm just going to bring this up really big. Like, I don't like, and I've got like every strike, like, okay, I get a lot of strikes from the Russians and Belarus. And I'm like, I'm on your side. Just because I'm from Alberta, don't hate me. No, that's a bad Canadian joke. Not a lot of people would get it. Well, that's awful. I'll repost your PayPal and again, or people can scroll up if they want to help. Like, I actually haven't I think, oh God, what was the last time I had Netflix? I think 2015. Okay, yeah, I think it was, yeah, if I actually have to think about it, it was probably I really didn't care about it. I'm more fascinated with YouTube because I like seeing people's creativity. And I will spend hours. I will go from like cat videos to like woodworking to mechanics to here's how the stock market works to like amateur, taxidermy. I don't know. Sometimes I get weird, but you get sucked into it. Yeah. No, it's addicting, but also it's like family at this point. And there was, just let me make a drink and I'll tell you that one, because there was a really, yeah, like YouTube is actually, there's some things in the community that we try and it's not like people are trying to memorialize, like cover it up. It's just people are trying to heal, if that makes sense, because there was a really bad incident in 2019, 18. I think it was 18. Sorry. But it was like, I'd kind of joined a church. I was really offline. And then kind of like a year later, there was this video I saw of this mass shooting at the Google headquarters over some YouTuber's account. And I was like, wow. And I sort of remember it at the time, but I was so busy with work and everything else, I wasn't really on YouTube like I am. Or I was like in the side chats, but I was in like more churchy ones. I kind of lost contact with reality a few years. Okay. What is it? I think that's spam. That sounds like spam. Yeah, that was a bad event. And I just think people, it's complicated. And I still love YouTube as a platform. I appreciate Twitter. Just people are nicer to me there. You know, it's almost like dealing with adults and teenagers. Twitter's adults, teenagers are YouTube. And I'm sort of in the middle. This one turned out neat. This reminds me so much of Egyptian art. Or maybe like not Babylonian, but like a crossover. Huh. Yeah, she's cute. Like I said, she's cute. It's just a long clip. This one was a dumb event.
A wind-fueled wildfire is out tonight in Montgomery County.
Yeah, it's no idea how.
Several homes and buildings.
Oh God, they were so damn lucky with this
who was
one.
counting her blessings. She is live in Cut and Shoot tonight. Maria.
Lenmia firefighters say that tonight they raced to save homes earlier today and that this could have been much worse. Now, crews were out here late this evening monitoring for hot spots,
it could have been.
And they plan to return in the coming days to make sure it doesn't spark back up.
They got
a miracle
so
that somebody was here. Stacey Aiden's home untouched by flames as this fire burned through 60 acres. No one was home except her brother-in-law, a Houston fireman who flagged down crews as the fire started.
Got them to pull in.
Like a little angel.
Fire trucks around the barn and said, save the house.
And we've been watching this area in particular for a few days because it's one of the driest in our region.
Montgomery County Fire Marshal Jimmy Williams
It's crazy
says
when you're
rushing
standing
resources
that
and
close.
quickly made the difference.
They pushed it around the houses, protected them, and then they stop it at 1484, which is the farm to market road. If it crosses there, it's going to go into subdivisions.
Williams reminding people of
like you can see the scorch
saying fire
line.
crews need everyone's help to not do anything that may cause a spark, which is how this fire started, by someone welding. As for Aiden, this fire hit too close to home.
When you see the black all around and then just our house is circled around. It's a miracle.
We're told 2 people were treated for injuries. They actually crashed into a fire truck in the smoky conditions on the road here. Just another danger associated with these fires. Live in Montgomery County, Maria Aguilera.
You can't write this stuff.
A simple spark, 60 acres torched. Maria Aguilera.
Hey, at least it's only 60 acres. Yeah, that's a lot, but they can recover. Like it's bad, but it could have been so much worse. So we're kind of like halfway through I'll check my time in a minute. Oh, that one. I love this one. It's almost like they look so real sometimes. I love them. Yeah, I'm going to pull up this one for a moment.
Thank you, dear
It's
sir.
a short one. Don't worry about it.
That is a Bible.
Oh.
That is duct taped and zip tied to an Easton ball bat.
Yeah. I'm going to go to 3.
I'm about to show you something crazy.
This one's going to be
What's up,
3
everybody?
hours.
Major Retired Richard O'Jetty here. And what we need to start selling is some Bible bats in the name of Jesus. Mount Juliet, Tennessee pastor Greg Glock is mad about Barbie. The Christian crackpot bought out a baseball bat that had a Bible duct taped to it in a service and smashed up a Barbie dream house. Locke tried to associate the dollhouse with an infrastructure of sin.
Okay.
So maybe at our Global Vision store, we ought to start selling some.
I'm just
Bible
saying,
bats in
I'm
the
just
name of
saying,
Jesus.
as a
You
little
gotta get
girl,
rid of the
I would be
triggers on that
traumatized
asshole.
by
You gotta get rid of the
this.
triggers on that
Like,
Netflix.
why are you
You
just
gotta
spoiling
lose
my
her
dream
number.
house?
You gotta
And
lose
even
his
as an
number.
adult, I'm like, that is a cool one.
The
Why would
demon
you
comes
smash
out when
it?
you
I
expel
want
it.
that in my living
The
room.
stronghold comes down when you demolish it with the Bible.
I think this seems like a personal problem, don't you?
Locke is a carnival barker that
Like,
stumps
oh
for
my
Christian
God,
nationalism.
like,
They're homegrown
yeah,
fascists.
oh yeah,
He's
like,
tried to promote
yeah, well,
himself as some type of
cocaine's a
demon
hell of
slayer
a
over
drug,
the years.
folks.
In truth, he is a two-bit shyster that mixes
Yeah,
Bible verses with
pretty
hate.
much.
This is a type of GOP extremist that rails against the LGBTQ community, but winds up getting caught in a hotel room in a compromising situation. Locke portrayed the Barbie dream house as a house of ill repute, a place where people lose control to the desires of the flesh. He painted a picture of lust and the sexual perversion being associated with the child's toy. He said the only way to drive out the demon was to destroy it with the Bible. Locke pulled out his Bible bat and went to town on the defenseless dream house. Locke took out his transphobic feelings in a moment of projection and is thereby encouraging others to do the same. He is openly encouraging violence against the LGBTQ community in this country, and he's doing it in the name of God. It wasn't long ago that Ben Shapiro set fire to his Barbie dolls in protest too. These soft little morons want to act tough, but they're offended by pink. They should join Kid Rock and have a Bud Light together. Morons. It either works or it don't. We decree them curses off. We drive them demons out. But then as a pastor, I got to teach you how to be disciplined. Greg Locke perverted the intent of the scripture that he bases his nonsense on. He used a verse from 2 Corinthians. Busting up a Barbie house with a baseball bat is probably not what Paul had in mind when he wrote his letter to the church of Corinth, though. It seems like every Republican politician is trying to control the woman's uterus and using some out of context scripture to back it up. Locke is one of these clowns that throws gas on the fire towards the LGBTQ community. Maybe Greg Locke and Ben Shapiro can meet up to get their eyebrows plucked and come up with a less homophobic approach to a fantastic movie and what it stands for. Greg Locke and Ben Shapiro just feel threatened by strong, independent women, and it shows. Nowhere in the Bible will you find a verse to tell you to beat up or destroy someone's home because you don't like the shade of pink. Those hate-filled grooming sessions are led by false prophets like Greg Locke. Locke wants to weaponize the Bible against whoever doesn't see things the way he or his followers see it. Locke took a verse out of 2 Corinthians and used it out of context to support his twisted argument. He must have skipped right over 1 Corinthians. This is where Paul wrote that love is patient and kind. It does not boast. It is not rude or self-seeking. It always protects, trusts, hopes, and perseveres.
Amen.
If we use the same scriptures as a litmus test, it's easy to determine that Pastor Greg Locke is a phony. If he worships at the altar of the Almighty God, and that is an absolute fact. Cypress clear the way, airborne all the way.
No, I absolutely did love the Barbie movie. I love G.I. Joe, but I was more the She-Ra, He-Man girl. I still have, like, where is she? I actually have all my, like, some of my old toys. Where are you? Oh no, she's in another box. hopefully. Yeah. I still have some of my own She-Ras. And yes, they are right next to me. That's not weird at all. Oh, God. She was awesome. She was awesome. Not many people know this one, but this was a great series. Oh, boy. I'm not going to touch that one. Yeah, I think a lot of us, like, I'm watching the A-Team right now on subtitles. Like, I'm trying to multitask. I kind of need, like, the TV on just because otherwise it's just like you're in this, like, blank room, and then you have, like, colorful, and I'm like a cat with tinfoil. I am awful. No. Yeah, this one turned out really weird. Like some of these ones, like, oh, this one, yeah. So, like, I've kind of discussed about how, all these new laws. Here's one that really breaks it down. I might have showed it the other day, but I think I just watched it after my stream. So I'm going to take the chance.
From stories of grief, we've seen so many stories of hope and heroism. Of the
God, this one's
every emergency
bad.
responder.
Yeah, I think I've played this one before, but it's...
They're all everyday heroes.
Oh, God, that's 3 hours. I'm not playing that.
Native Hawaiian leaders offering solace and strength.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I kind of got halfway through it. We'll go back to that one. Maybe I'll just keep reposting it until I get through the whole thing. That one turned out good. That one's really cool. It almost looks real. Yeah, the live cam. I played that one. Let's do this one.
They're at Off Grid Stone.
Oh, here's an hour.
Yeah, I'm posting a lot of stuff. I'm still on Telegram, though I don't use Telegram as much.
We'll get through a bit of this.
But I am on there, t.me/SHTF Farmer. You can find me on there. And of course, I'm still posting it from the
No,
field.
they haven't. No, you guys haven't.
Videos go there. Though videos like this where I'm riffing on ideas and things like that, I'm putting up on YouTube and Rumble. And
I'm gonna come back
the
to
live
that
streams
one.
happen on Rumble.
Oh, okay.
And,
this one's a long one.
What I'm gonna do in this video,
I'm just gonna keep them up for a bit to
premiere it. And
so we can kind of, and
right
also
after.
once again,
If you're
follow
watching
these
this
people
video,
on
this
their
live stream on a Monday,
if you
I'll
click
put the
on
information in
my
here, but I'm gonna
website,
premiere
you
this video
can click on their link,
at a time
link
you're
to
gonna see it pop up, and
YouTube.
then I'm going to do a live stream right after.
So if you're
wanna
on
riff
Twitch
with me,
or
come in and talk.
I think
and
it
chat
goes
on
the other
live
way
stream,
as
and
well.
We'll do a live stream as I've done them.
Oh God,
but
I
I
love
wanted to do
Murdoch
this
and
thing first
A-Team.
so that I could basically
No,
get all these ideas and
I love
words
them
out
all.
without distractions of looking at the chat or things like that, and then just hang out and riff. And so that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
So again, those videos are on Rumble.
Yeah.
The live streams go on Rumble after they're taken off YouTube.
This
And
is-
I've mostly
yeah.
just focused on YouTube and Rumble, though my videos do mirror onto Odyssey still. The live streams don't, though, because Odyssey can't handle the length for some reason. And that's where you can find our stuff. And of course, all the courses that I make are at FromTheField.tv, and that's what I spent a lot of time on with content this year. So what I want to talk to you guys about today is what I said in the title. I want to really take a shot at the climate change narrative. And what we're going to do in this video is I'm first going to talk about, I'm going to address the elephant in the room right now, which is the Kelowna fires, because I have a number of things to say about that. And then I'm going to get into my backstory about climate change and why it was such an important issue for me and how my position on it now is completely, it's not totally the opposite because I've always had passion for the environment, but my position on climate change is very different than what it was a number of years ago. And then I'm going to lay out my case as to why I think the climate change narrative is a lie. And there's nuance to that too, because climate change isn't a lie. It's an issue that I'm going to get into. So first of all, let's get into the elephant in the room, which is what's going on in Kelowna and what do I think about it. So first of all, I got Roxy with me. First of all, Kelowna has always been fire prone. I was born and raised there. And in my life, I have probably witnessed it about a dozen fires that have affected us. They've smoked out. You can see them from the valley or whatever, and they've been in the immediate area. I've witnessed about a dozen, and so I'm turning 44 next month. Crazy to think, but I've seen a lot of fires in my life in Kelowna. So wildfires are nothing new whatsoever. Secondly, wildfires are so prone in Kelowna because Kelowna is a semi-arid desert. And it's actually very similar to the climate I'm in with less trees. And it's what's referred to as a BSK climate. If you look at the Köppen-Geiger climate classification map, which is a great way to view climates and get an understanding of, the nuance and the flora and fauna, the precipitation cycles, what are the summers and winters like, all that kind of stuff. Understanding the climate classification system is very handy if you spend time looking at land and analyzing land, which I do. I spend a lot of time helping people find land. I mentioned the Homestead Accelerator and the Finding the Perfect Homestead Property, which are basically me showing you how to do it, how to evaluate land, and then now we do it for you. But anyways, I spend a lot of time on this and analyzing this stuff. So Kelowna is a BSK climate, semi-arid desert. It's super dry, and it's a really unique microclimate. If you look at it on the climate classification map, what you see is DFB, which is boreal climate, which was what I'm in, cold climate, zones 4 to 6 would be in USDA zones 4 to 6 would be in a DFB. And it's softwood trees. You have cold and precipitous winters in a DFB, but you have hot and dry summers. So a BSK, which is Kelowna's in this little sliver of a BSK surrounded by DFB, you have the same aspects of a DFB, such as the hot and dry summers, but in a BSK, you don't get a lot of snow. Kelowna doesn't get a lot of snow. It's as far as Canada is concerned, it's a fairly mild climate. There's many winters in my life, we had 0 snow. And so Kelowna, in the immediate area, doesn't get a lot of water accumulation in the soil and in the treed areas around it. It is fortunate, though, to be on a lake, and that's why Kelowna is a very special growing climate. And part of my success in farming and all that and getting started in Kelowna is that I was in a very good climate to grow in to begin with. The fact that it's a BSK surrounded by a DFB is really cool. A DFB is a great climate, but you get longer winters and lots of snow. In Kelowna, I could grow stuff. I was sometimes rototilling outside in January in some years of my farming career. So it's a unique climate that's very good for growing. It's why there's a lot of good farmers there. It's actually relatively easy to be organic in that climate too, because it's dry. So if you've got a large body of water or source of water and a dry climate, it's actually a really good combination. If you're in a really dry climate with not a lot of water, it can be a dangerous.
Well, if we had water bombers,
situation to be in as far as growing is concerned.
Sorry.
So
I need to.
Yeah. What else do I want to say on that? So, anyways,
Give them one more minute
of fires going back to the late 1800s when people first started coming out west to that area and discovering that area. It has been known that there's always been fires there. Because of that, Kelowna also has a massive amount of really good infrastructure for fighting fires. Many of the years that I witnessed fires.
Yeah,
I saw
need
the water
to shut
bombers,
it down
the
on
big
there
planes.
because I'm
Kelowna
not
has
gonna.
access to some of the best and biggest planes in the world. The Canadian.
Unfortunately, it really didn't really help us this year. I'm sorry. Like, if you want to pull up the longer clip and discuss it later, great. This one's funny. I have no idea how. Yeah, I pulled up that one. This one. This is the one I actually wanted to pull up because if you've had a husky,
Step 1, get the dog into the bathtub. I'm going to assume by the sounds of it that I don't need to tell you what breed of dog she is. This is Link, and if you didn't get the message, she is in fact dying.
Yeah, I know.
First, I give her an acid bath, and then I towel dry her with sandpaper. After that, she made sure to let my neighbors know that I slaughter huskies for a living. Despite all the drama, clipping her nails and shaving out her paw pads was okay. But God forbid I de-shed her with the equi-groomer. She leaves me a generous tip, and now she's just happy to know that she's still alive.
Yeah, that's a husky. If you have a husky, you understand how funny that is. Oh, God. No, I think if I could get another one, it would be, oh God, if only I could have cloned Zeus. He was the best little dog. He was just perfect. He was a little Chihuahua, and I used to call him bear bait, but he was just like, I could take him in the bush, even though this was a dog that was a rescue. One of those like kind of purse rat sort of deals, like grew up in a condo, never actually seen grass or outdoors. And this little dog was just so amazing in the bush. And he made it to 20. Like, that's kind of a good run for, because the vet really didn't know how old he was when he was rescued. They were like, he's between 9 and 12. And so I like to say he was 20 when he died, because I just don't think it's like almost medically possible for a dog to be 22. But Chihuahuas could live that long. Oh my God, it's like I had Yoda. Aw. He was such a good little dog. I miss him. I think that's why sometimes. And Puddle was my husky, but she was a husky shepherd cross. And okay, so you know how that, like, I'm going to pull up a video about them. They're going to say that huskies are lazy, or, no. Not when they're crossed with a shepherd. Like, these things are like, I will break into everything you do. And I do have another one. He was between 22 and 20. Like, if it's a rescue, you don't always know how old they are exactly, because they might have been abused or neglected. So my kitty she was almost 17. She was almost 17. So Frisia had a good run. And she almost didn't have a good run because she destroyed half of everything I owned. No, she would destroy. I got her in university, and she destroyed. I would spend all night working on an essay, printing it off. And I would have to, if I accidentally left it on the floor by my purse, Like I would have to like literally hide it almost because she would destroy it. She would literally just, and in university, you can't say, yeah, my cat ate it. It's like, no, my cat actually really shredded my homework. Or I was doing, oh, you'll love this one. I was doing set modeling. So I was learning how to build like, set designs. So you could build the model, for like architecture or set designs. This little beast would like curl up inside of it. And sometimes it would be wet still. And I'm like, I can't, like, no matter how high or how well I would hide it, this little beast would like, if I turned my back for a minute, she would destroy it. And there were sometimes I'd spend like hours and hours, like days on something. And I finally, and she would like, oh, you made me a Barbie house, and like curl up in this. And I'm like, you bloody cat, you just destroyed, like, wow, this is why I'm getting a C in this class. Well done. Thank you, kitty. How, and like, it was bad enough trying to drag it to university on the bus, let alone, after my cat, like, it's just like you couldn't win. I couldn't win. University was fun. Oh, and everyone who is returning to school, I hope you have fun. Hopefully it's not as much fun as I did. If you get my drift, like, please just be smart. Like, don't jeopardize your future on a party night. And that's the only advice I will say in my mom voice. I learned the hard way. Hopefully you don't. Because it will end up like that. That one turned out nice. Yeah, here is... I'm going to pull up the shorts. This one is the Jonestown one. And this one I hope I don't get a strike for. And once again, like, I was going for like the armor of God. Ephesians 6:11. Oh God, this one's nuts. Like, I don't even know if I want to pull that one up. That one turned out good. This one. Yeah, let's pull up this one. Just to break it up a bit.
If you're white, then you're a racist. If you're black, then you're oppressed. If you're an Indian, Asian, Hispanic, don't matter, your lives ain't getting oppressed. If you're a cop, you're just a killer, and everyone knows you should be defunded. That way when shots ring out of blocks, the shooters will know no one is coming. Say that you're straight, I bet you hate gays, and all of that hate is cause you're afraid, and not cause you're sick of being shoved in your face while they celebrate with pornographic parades. And if you love God, well then you hate science, even though both of you are living with faith. Either have faith that God made the world in 6 days, or the universe did with a bang. Bang. I am so sick of these labels. I am so sick of celebrities pushing agendas whenever I'm flipping through cable. If you're a liberal, then you're gonna say that I suck and cry while I tell you the truth. And if you're conservative, every day you pray to Trump and smile with only one tooth. And if you're Republican, you hate colored skin and love KKK. And if you ain't Democrat, well then you ain't black. But if Joe said it's okay, okay. If you wear a mask, then you're a hero. Even though the fact is it does zero. Ain't an expert, or you doubt me? Don't talk to me, talk to Fauci.
Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. And often, there are unintended consequences. People keep fiddling with the mask and they keep touching their face. Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask.
Let me be clear. You want to vaccinate me? Gotta pray for the sheep who can't see, they deceive. 40 cents of the truth, just one proof we ain't free. Thinking that we still are is the conspiracy. Man, they treat us like slaves. Not over here because we used to be brave. I said used to because a new school generation full of cowards. Boy, I said what I said. And if you don't like it, then fight me, boy. You should be fighting for something. Y'all so brainwashed by your Nikes, boy. Tell you just do it, you still won't do nothing. We all on a talking, but still won't do nothing. I'm drawing the line, gotta kill me. doing is way more than music. I'm forming a movement. Enough is enough, man. It's time to unite with American flag.
Unite.
We don't fight to get America back. Pretty soon we won't have no America left. Pathetic, a president can't finish sentences. Should be locked up doing sentences. Cause last time I checked, I thought that was a crime. You say you ain't scared that you left out your mind. The left us so blind. Or how many signs you gotta keep sending us sunny in times. Hell got so hot that the ocean will fire. The devil's the cat, but you know he alive. Down in retreat, I will never retire.
This is awesome.
The heat, I run straight to the fire. Telling the truth, and you get crucified. But the truth is a lie.
I pulled this up a while ago. I just forgot. It's pretty.
Y'all making music, y'all making movements. Who is the true? It's no play the games that you play. You six for my freedom, don't screw what you say. You call me a terrorist cause I am West. When our government's the ones who act like you say. It's getting insane. This is so much more than music, boy. Music, boy. I got a voice, God gave me and I'm gonna use it, boy. Use it, boy.
And it kind of is. And can I be Switzerland?
How about we chill with all of these labels? I am just me and you are just you. Stop judging books by covers they have and make love the way that we all introduce. And how about we chill with all of these labels? I am just me and you are just you. Stop judging books by covers they have and make love the way that we all introduce.
Wow, that was a good one. We're almost at the end. I don't know what I'll pull up. Oh, she's cute. It was kind of like, oh, now see, you see the opposite side of
one
huskies.
of the most difficult dogs in the world to train is the husky. Not
Because
only are
like
they
this is like how
stubborn
Zeus was,
and
even
basically
though
a cat in a dog's body.
Yeah.
But they are usually not food
Zeus was
motivated.
like a cat
One of the
in a
easiest
dog's
ways to train
body.
a dog is with treats.
Even though he
But
was a
huskies will
chihuahua,
turn their
he
nose up
had
to
this
most things.
personality.
This is Loki, and fortunately for me, he doesn't fit the standard
He
of
just
most husky
loved
behavior.
being pampered.
He did ask that I lick his paw frequently throughout the process, though. I gave him a good de-shedding.
That
and
is a
surprisingly,
huge,
I was granted
huge
permission
husky.
to touch his paws.
Wow.
I sprayed him in Good Boy cologne, and this video will be shown to all future husky clients as a how-to.
No, you were not getting one of the how-to on a husky, like especially if they're crossbreed. Like you were gonna get. Huskies are. They were like. They were racing dogs. Like this is what they were for, and you're gonna get like, okay, I had one of my first boyfriends in university. He had a dog named Gage. Gage was a really beautiful dog. But oh my God, he was sort of evil. I mean, I was like, why would you name your husky over a demon? That's okay. But literally this dog, like, he had a leather couch like this, okay? And this dog, literally, no, it didn't destroy the whole couch. Only half. It left half the couch. It would keep destroying like half the couch. It knew half was daddy's, but the other half is just like, it was literally just down to the frame. And then it started going through the walls. Yeah, that thing. Yeah. Oh God. And at one time I was walking it for Craig and it caught off his chain. Or the leash. It wasn't chain. Sorry, I'm watching like Mr. T with all his like bling. Damn, he's sexy. Yeah, he got off, and I was so scared because I was like young and this was like an early relationship and I lose this guy's dog and I'm like, oh my fucking Lord. And I chase that dog like 20 minutes around the neighborhood. I wouldn't even want to walk around that neighborhood that time of night in Nanaimo anymore. But when I was there, it was just like, okay, it's not a problem, but I was just like, oh, you little bastard. Why are you doing this to me? Like, you ultimate cock block. Why? Don't do this. I got him back, though. And Craig never knew until now. If he's still alive. I haven't talked to him in since I think 1998. Oh, I can. I just gotta I gotta put links into my website. Otherwise, if I just start pulling them up, as I found out the hard way yesterday, if I do it through my website, I'm okay. It just so I think I will. Yeah, because she is a huge inspiration to me. Like Bram Stoker's Dracula, yeah. Oh my God, ditto. Wow, we said that at the same time. Oh, love song for a vampire, like that. I think that was such a huge movie at the time because I mean, it was really hype, but it was also what we identified for. Oh yeah, she was a huge inspiration for me in university. I need to organize better because all the artwork I've shown on my recent streams, I have a whole suitcase, and I'm really hey, if Sterling wants to sell off my AI art, okay. Want to pay for the originals? Because as much as he can, he will never get those off me. She was the one who also did the cell, didn't she? Do you know that one? Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That one's really graphic. It was yeah, back in the day, it was oh, so you watch The Cell. So you go to 4chan instead of Playboy for your entertainment, But it's a beautiful movie. Yeah. I think it was her. It was, oh God, all my notebooks, I have so much crammed up in here. I forget to eat. I still have, I think, a few more clips, although I just love the husky ones. Virtual Pets, and I wish I could play this song. It's on my website. I can't play it. I'm not getting a strike. Okay, this one's nuts. This one's hilarious. Okay. And this one I've actually seen downtown. Yeah. Oh God, yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, he was one of my biggest inspirations. But You know what's funny? He does really, really dark art. Yes, I do. Sorry, signal change. It's like I can set my watch by it. I was trying to, it's always hit and miss. I made it through, that's why I was like trying to start a little after, certain times. Like, okay. Which one? Okay, wow. I don't know what happened with that. Sorry, it just when the signals, I live on an island, so when the signals change, I kind of like lose contact with the outside world temporarily. And am I frozen? Fuck. Okay, sorry.